Hi, I'm Beth Scott, a CSA here at Berkeley NYC, and today I'm going to show you how to use a writing room here. So your first step is going to be going to the third floor equipment room to book one of these beautiful spaces, and once you get down here, you can record an amazing song with vocals, guitar, bass, analog synths, Midi, anything you can think of, and it's going to be super fun, so let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do when you enter a writing room is find this USB-C cable that is connected to this port, connect it to your laptop, and then this cable is going to connect your laptop to the screen, the audio interface, the MIDI controller, and it also provides power for your laptop. If you're coming into a writing room and just wanting to listen to music and not using a DAW, you can go to your system settings, go to sound, scroll down to your output, and you'll want to choose Ultralight MK5 as your output so that you can listen to music through the audio interface. If you choose to record in a writing room, you're going to need to choose the Ultralight MK5 as your audio interface and the DAW you use. I chose to use Pro Tools today, so I'm going to go over here and select it as my playback engine. If you're using Ableton to record in a writing room, the first thing you want to check is that you're using the correct audio interface. You'll go to Live, Preferences, and you'll select the Ultralight interface as your input device and output device. Let's talk about recording vocals in this room. There will always be a microphone set up in this room for you already. However, if you're not happy with the microphone choice, you can go up to the equipment room and check out other options of microphones. However, this will always be the XLR input of the microphone as it's normal to input 3 in the room on our audio interface, and that goes directly to the Grace preamp. This is your microphone gain knob. You're just going to want to turn that up. And once you start seeing the green light light up, you can see that you're getting signal. Below that, we have a 48-volt phantom power option if you're using a condenser microphone. To record the microphone into your DAW, you're going to want to create a track. Make the input of that track line in 3, leave the output 1 and 2, put it in input mode, and we can see that we're ready to record. When you're recording in the writing rooms, you have the option to use a lot of great analog gear, so I'm going to show you guys how to patch that right now. Since we're talking about recording vocals, I'm going to show you how to add compression to your vocal chain with our opto compressor as an example of how to use our analog gear in the writing room. You're going to be going from the output of your preamp to the input of the compressor to add it to your vocal chain. So on the patch bay, it's labeled as M501 out and opto in. And now you can see that our signal is going from the preamp to the compressor. In order to record your new compressed signal into your DAW, you're going to want to create a new audio track. I'm just going to label that as compressed. The output of the opto compressor is 5 and 6. Since I'm just using a mono channel right now, I'm just going to make it input 5, and we can start seeing that new compressed signal, and we can record both the initial and the compressed signal. Now let's record guitar or bass. If you need a guitar or bass and you don't have one, you can feel free to check one out upstairs in the equipment room. And while you're up there, make sure to grab an instrument cable because you can't record without it. You're just going to want to plug your instrument straight into the Grace preamp down here. And this is your gain knob. So let's turn that up. And if you need a little bit of extra gain, a little extra nudge, we have our trim knob down here as well. This preamp is normal to input 3, so you can choose that as your input in your DAW. To record your instrument into your DAW, you're just going to want to create a new track. And just make the input of that track line in 3. When using Ableton, you'll see that an audio track is already created as soon as you create a project. In the writing room, the microphone is normal to input 3, but in Ableton that does not come up, so you have to configure it. You go to Input Configurations, turn on Mono Input 3 and 4, and then you can choose input 3 for your track. Once you do that, you can start monitoring the signal, and you can see the signal coming through your track. Follow the same process when recording your bass or guitar. When recording or mixing in the writing room, there's 2 different ways that you can listen to your playback. When recording with a microphone, you're going to want to always listen with headphones to avoid feedback, which are available for checkout in the equipment room upstairs. You'll just want to plug in your headphones right here where it says phones, press the main volume button, and you'll see that this little headphone icon comes up. Now you're adjusting your volume with your headphones. But if you just want to listen to it through the speaker, you'll just press that again. I'm just going to start playing some music and bring up the volume. Every writing room comes with analog synthesizers that you can use, and here's how you can record them. Ableton is the only DAW that will allow the keyboard MIDI audio to pass through without any patching. If using Pro Tools, Logic, or any other DAW, you will always receive MIDI through the USB, but will have to patch the audio output of the keyboards. To do that, the keyboards and synths are labeled in yellow on the patch bay and must be patched to the Motu inputs. Writing rooms 1 and 2 are the same. Writing room 3 is focused on synthesis and is equipped with a Moog Matriarch, plus the Mini-Log and Mini-Tar. Thanks for watching this tutorial on the writing room. I hope it was helpful and that you have a great time here at Berkeley, NYC.